Training policy. The purpose of this policy is to provide for general and specialized safety and related training throughout all levels of the organization. Training programs are one of the keys to ensuring that all employees, both new and experienced, conduct their work following safe work procedures. Without some form of training, safe work practices and procedures would never be improved or be updated. Policy. Northern Timber Management 2021 Limited will provide and employees will participate in all safety and related training that is necessary to minimize losses of human and physical resources of the company. This training will include, but is not limited to, new hire safety orientations, job-specific training, safety training for supervisors and management, specialized safety and related training such as WMIST, First Aid, and TDG. Safety training at all levels of our organization is vital to the ongoing success of the company's safety program. The safety program will contain at least the following 3 worker training components: new hire safety orientation, job-specific training, and safety meetings. Additional specialized safety training will be required when needed. This should include items such as workplace hazardous materials information system, first aid, transportation of dangerous goods, emergency response. Our safety program realizes need for safety training for our management and supervisors. Such training should include the specialized training mentioned above. It may also include training in such areas as loss control management, accident incident investigation. Workers' 3 rights. Under the Occupational Health and Safety Act, the worker has the right to refuse any unsafe work which he or she believes to present imminent danger to himself or herself or others at the worksite. Under this act, the worker has the right to refuse to operate any tools or equipment that presents imminent danger to the worker or others at the worksite. Imminent danger means that it is a danger that is not normal to the occupation, or a danger that a person normally engaged in the occupation would not normally carry out. If there is a situation where imminent danger is not present, the worker should try and assist with immediate corrective action. The following are the employer-employee responsibilities with regard to the Right to Refuse Act. Procedure. Any employee who refuses to carry out work for health or safety reasons must immediately inform their supervisor to explain the reason for refusal. This should be documented in writing. The supervisor will immediately investigate and take whatever action is necessary to eliminate the imminent danger. The situation is not resolved to mutual satisfaction, then the supervisor will notify management of the refusal. Ensure that no worker is assigned to the task until the imminent danger has been eliminated. Ensure that an investigation is conducted without delay. The employee will be reassigned to some other temporary task for which they are qualified until the imminent danger is satisfactorily eliminated. This will not result in a loss of pay or disciplinary action. If, after the investigation, the hazardous condition still exists in the opinion of the worker refusing the work, and no other satisfactory means of resolving the issue is available to any of the investigating participants, an officer of the Alberta Occupational Health and Safety will be contacted to rule on the issue. Right to know. You have the right to know about workplace hazards and have access to health and safety information at the worksite. Your employer has the responsibility to make you aware of your rights and duties under the OHS legislation. Your employer must also provide you information about hazards at the worksite, controls used to eliminate or control the hazards, and any relevant work practices and procedures. If hazardous products, such as dangerous substance or chemicals, are used in the workplace, your employer must provide you with appropriate labels and safety data sheets. Your employer must also make sure you are appropriately trained on how to handle hazardous materials. Additional training is required for how to safely use equipment, and how to select and use personal protective equipment. Your employer must make sure you have the skills and training needed to do your work safely. Playing your part within the internal responsibility system, you must participate in the training and apply your learning at the job. Right to participate. You have the right to be involved in health and safety discussions and participate in decision making on matters that affect your health and safety at work. Your employer is required to respond to health and safety issues raised by workers. If your worksite has a health and safety committee or health and safety representative, they bring worksite parties together to work on activities such as preventing, identifying and controlling hazards, investigating health and safety incidents, and responding to reports of dangerous work. If your worksite does not have an HSC or HSR, your employer must still involve affected workers when assessing hazards at the workplace and implementing control measures. Right to refuse dangerous work. Workers must not undertake tasks or assignments that they are either unable or not prepared to do in a healthy and safe manner. You have the right to refuse dangerous work if you have reasonable grounds to believe the work is dangerous to you or any other person. Work involving health and safety hazards that are not normal for the job is considered a dangerous condition that could trigger a work refusal. If you determine you need to refuse to do particular work, you must promptly report the refusal and the reasons for it to your employer, supervisor, or other designated person. Your employer is required to look into it and eliminate the danger if it exists. While you refuse to do particular work you believe is dangerous, your employer must continue to pay you the same wages and benefits. Your employer can assign you to other work until the problem has been investigated and fixed, or your employer can assign someone else to do the work if they determine that no dangerous condition exists. When reassigning the work, the employer must advise other workers in writing of the refusal, reason for it, and make those workers aware of their own right to refuse the work. Modified Work Program. Northern Timber Management has developed a modified work program in conjunction with the Workers' Compensation Board claims management process. This program has been developed to provide support to ill or injured workers to assist in rehabilitation and early return to work. Policy. Northern Timber Management will make every reasonable effort to provide suitable temporary employment to any employee who is unable to perform their regular duties due to illness or injury. This employee will be given an alternate position depending upon his or her medical restrictions. Participants placed on modified duties will be asked to provide input and feedback in order to improve the program. All employees will be considered for placement in a modified work program if they are able, regardless of illness or injury. Employees participating in the modified work program will be paid their normal wages while conducting modified work. Modified duties. The following is a list of some modified work duties that Northern Timber Management has available. Light office duties. Answering telephones, filing, clean office, check first aid kits and supplies, health and safety program development, review, update SDS sheets, painting. Light shop duties. Mechanics helper, clean shop and yard, sort and order parts, check fire extinguishers, first aid kits, spill kits in machines and vehicles, check and restock PPE and first aid supplies, make or build spill kits, cleaning equipment and vehicles, night watchman, security, parts runs, hot shots, pick up and deliver to job sites, equipment and worksite inspections, inventory, check required site documentation. Field work, mechanics helper, clean vehicles and equipment, monitor work area, equipment and worksite inspections, inventory, sort and order parts, check required site documentation, production tracking. Refusal of offer. Any refusal by an employee to participate in the modified work program shall be dealt with immediately. The employee will be interviewed and reasons for refusal recorded. This information will be forwarded to WCB immediately. Return to regular duties. When medical clearance to return to regular duties has been received, the supervisor will confirm this with the employee's physician and WCB. The employee will be monitored as he or she returns to regular duties.